friends. Welcome to Positive Power with your host, Michele Dionne. Thank you for joining me for another week. Today I wanted to talk to you about something that's a little heavy, I guess, but nothing that you can't handle, because I know you can handle this. I wanted to talk to you about the children that are in your life. You know, those little busybodies that are all around you quite often, and that, you know, amuse us and bring out the best in us, but sometimes they bring out the worst in us. Sometimes they really make us tired and overwhelmed and frustrated, and that is all part of life, right? But sometimes we react in a way that, you know, we know that we're not serious, but they don't necessarily know that we're not serious. And what I'm talking about is the words that you use when you're around kids. Now, of course, they're listening to everything. You can be in the other room having an adult conversation. They're going to pick up on it sometimes. You know, you can't control absolutely everything, and that's not even what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is how you talk to the kids themselves directly. You know, there's a very small window of time in their lives when their confidence building is so important, their self-esteem, all those things that are such an important foundation for what is yet to come. And so, you know, I've seen different kids in my life that have struggled, and it's unfortunate because if you don't have that proper foundation, I don't know how you recoup that as an adult. You know, and not everybody, usually, most people, even though you might have, you know, that one person that's like an adult bully, we're going to say. You know, I saw an interesting meme recently, and it said the first bully in most people's lives is their mom. And it's so totally true, right? Whether they do it intentionally or not intentionally, you know, we're learning so much stuff as we're getting more educated as social media and is connecting us together. And I don't mean as far as like with other people. I mean as far as sharing articles and educating each other in TED Talks and all sorts of stuff. So we're learning, you know, we've learned that beating the crap out of your kids is not a good idea. I mean, I come from a generation where there was the belt and the strap and the wooden spoon and the stick and the slipper and anything else that was handy. So we know that that didn't work. But, you know, if you're not physically abusing the children in your life, but you're calling them little idiots or jerks or stupid, then we're still not quite there yet. So, you know, I know you have love in your heart. I know you don't mean it that way. And so after you might, you know, give them some extra cuddling or whatever, or apologize, but the damage is still there. And so, you know, and don't take it that like I'm not judging or whatever. We've all had their moments. I don't deserve a Parent of the Year award either. But like, who does? They don't come with a handbook. You know, like, we're in trying times and whatever. Like, I get it. I'm just asking you to just, you know, for one, if this is something you struggle with, just think it out. Stop. Breathe. You know, think it out before you spit those words out, which is habitual. You know, your parent treated you a certain way, so it's sort of in you to naturally try to do the same thing, but you can stop it. You can make the conscious decision that not to, you know, carry on with that abusive verbiage. And the other thing is maybe it's not your child, but it's a child that's in your life. And maybe you don't naturally feel the urge to carry on that verbal abuse or whatever, or you think that, you know, you're not taking into consideration that kid's only 4 or whatever the scenario is. So maybe you can be the little light. Maybe you can be the one that makes a difference. Like every single child I interact with, I always try to give them a compliment. I'll try to say, hey, I love your hat. Hey, I love your whatever. Hey, that's nice. And it isn't always just physical things, right? I love to tell them that they're smart and beautiful or smart and handsome, so that there's the balance, right? So you're not all just, you know, good thing you're pretty. You don't want to be like that, right? So it's just all about the difference that you're making all the time in every child's life that you're interacting with. Because we look at, you know, let's be honest, let's look at the world. we have a real mix of different generations. You know, we have the old school baby boomers, then we have the people that are my age. We all have the good and the bad. We're all screwed up in our own different way, but then we have, you know, good things that we bring to the table as well. So the big joke right now, and I don't know if joke's the right term or not, but we talk about the millennials, and we talk about this generation, even if it's not the millennials, that are bubble wrapped, that are sensitive. Oh my gosh, everybody being offended, you know, or the colleges and the universities where these kids are protesting free speech, like all this stuff going on. So let's bump down a notch. Let's look at age 10 and under. We have some hope there. Let's try to do some good stuff. Let's try to, you know, embrace those kids and have them be raised with confidence and feeling empowered and, you know, whatever. Like, try to help them as much as you can, because we need to draw the best we can from every generation. And, you know, my kids are all millennials. They all work. They're productive in society. They don't fit that grouping at all, and I'm so pleased about that. I don't mind telling you. So, you know, let's do the best we can as a society to boost up these young kids. Now, that doesn't mean you let them get away with crap. Oh, no, no, no. That doesn't mean that at all. But it means we communicate. It means, you know, we've learned that generally the bully in school is being bullied at home or being bullied somewhere else, maybe from an older sibling or whatever. So let's start looking at it that way. Let's open the communication, get to the bottom, dig deeper, you know, instead of grounding them, you know, till the end of eternity. I think I was grounded my whole 16th year. I think I probably was. Instead of doing that, let's sit down, have the conversation, and find out, hey, Billy, what's really the root here? What's really going on? Why are you frustrated and then you're acting out, right? So, I don't know, just a little, you know, cry out to everybody, like, we know the world's a bit of a mess, being generous. So let's do what we can to help the ones that are coming up, help the parents too. And you know, that's another part of this, is that years ago, the whole family raised the children. So mom and dad got a break, you know, they got help financially, or they got help with time and sanity and meal prepping and all that stuff. So we've isolated ourselves so much. That's a lot more pressure on the parents, you know, or the grandparents that are raising the kids, or whatever, all this stuff. So I just want you to think about that. Every little life that you cross, you know, just do what you can to lift them up, you know. And if you struggle with that yourself, with the verbiage you use or whatever, just take a second and breathe. Everybody gets stressed out when parenting or being around little kids, especially when you're not used to it. So just take a second, breathe. Choose your words carefully, you know, like, just, I don't know, you're making a big difference. And these are things where this is their whole future. What that foundation is, it's going to follow them for their whole life. So there you go, friends. That's my message for this week. And I hope you're getting ready for Christmas and you're enduring the cold. We've done pretty well so far. It hasn't been too bad. Take care. Look after yourself. Don't forget how absolutely awesome you are.